nice one on the prickly pear. You've got some urchins, prickly pear. Got a Yamamoto uni here, Yamamoto uni. The amoeba, the Coike, prickly pear again, and we've got our original boys in the hood. That's your OSP dice. There's a couple of those. Strike King tumbleweed, G-Crack Q bomb, and our beloved Yamamoto uni. So you've got some urchins, and you might be wondering, when do I throw which dice or urchin? And that's what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about which urchin or fuzzy dice bait you should throw when. Okay, so let's start with the ones that are taking over the internet right now, your larger urchins. So 19mm Hags prickly pear. There it is in the pack. That's similar to Hot Up Coike full cast. This is a 17mm. Recently released the Berkeley Power Bait Max Scent MOBA. I think it's MOBA. But we've got all these baits now. I know you got them because they're sold out everywhere. Even these guys. You cannot hardly find a dice bait, so I know you guys have got some. But we're going to talk about when to throw which bait. And we're going to work our way from the bottom up. Our original fuzzy dice, OSP dice, Strike King tumbleweed. When you throw this bait, it is when you are going for, number one, you just want to get bit on your fuzzy dice. That's what you want to throw. Your original dice bait, these work exceptionally well for smallmouth and spots. They will also catch largemouth. I'll clip some of those in because this is where I started with the dice baits last summer. I've been throwing these things a lot, and it's only gotten more viral, so to speak. But when you just want to get bit, or you're fishing for smaller bass, 2.5 pounds and under, fish with smaller mouths, smallmouth bass, spotted bass, that's when you want to reach for your original dice or your Q bomb here, or your tumbleweed. But spots and smallmouth, that's going to be your dude. And when you're stepping up to the next level, what you want to go to next, that's when you want to reach for your uni. This will get you numbers of bites, and it will catch basically any size of bass. Caught some pretty big largemouth on it, some big smallmouth. You might have seen that in some of my other videos. But if you want to get quality bites, if you're fishing for both largemouth, spots, smallmouth, all three species, your uni is going to be the sweet spot. So if I can only throw one on a lake with multiple species of bass, probably going to go for the uni, because if you throw big boy here, you're going to miss a lot because they really can't get it in their mouth. Like I've thrown this thing a lot lately, trying to get good with these and trying to make myself a bit of an expert. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Probably not on the Japanese level, definitely not on the Japanese level, because they've had these things for 20 years, so I've heard. But when you're going for everything, reach for your uni. And next up, you're going to go for your 17mm Coike. and that's when you're going for bigger spots, bigger smallmouth and largemouth. I'll clip a largemouth in that I actually just caught this morning fishing a tournament with these. I was actually trying to win a tournament using only urchins, but I threw that, or the fish threw that bait off. But largemouth, bigger spots, bigger smallmouth, 2.5, 3 pound and up class fish. Reach for your 17 millimeter Coike. You can catch 2 pounders and 1 pounders on it, but these things are notorious for fish getting off. And if you adjust your size to the species, you'll catch more bass because they'll make it in the boat. A lot of fish get off of these baits, guys, and I'm as guilty as anyone for throwing big boy all the time because it has a lot of drawing power, but you miss half your fish. And if you're trying to catch a limit, go for this dude right here, or this guy. If you're trying to win a tournament, this guy. And the Meba here, it just came out. I haven't caught any fish on it yet. I did throw it a good bit today, but let me show you guys this thing. It is similar in size to your 17 millimeter Coike, but it's bigger profile. The tentacles are thicker and they don't give as much. Can't say I'm real crazy about this one yet. I haven't tried the big one because obviously it's not out, but if I had to choose between these two, I'm going to throw that. I was catching them on this morning and I threw one off, and I didn't want to waste another one because it's just a little $30 fruit jar tournament. But this Meba, the 3.5 inch Meba, is very similar in size to your 17 millimeter Coike, but it has a larger profile. You can probably see that. It just looks bigger in my hand. But I would say 3 pound plus size fish. You can catch spots and smallmouth on it, but it's a big chunk of meat, and it doesn't appear to be super durable. So I took that back off and put it back in the container because don't really want to lose it, and it seems like it would be fairly easy to lose. So that right there, the Meba, the 17 millimeter Coike, when you're going for tournament size fish, bigger fish, 17 millimeter Coike, accent Meba, 3.5. Don't know if this is any good yet. I hadn't caught one on it, but similar in size. So moving on, Coike full cast, which I don't have. Hags prickly pear, 19 millimeter. That guy right there, I've caught a lot of fish on this guy right here, and I've lost a lot of fish on it. So as I'm progressing with experience with these baits, I'm learning to, when you start missing some or losing some, you need to go down in size, guys. But your 19 millimeter prickly pear, your Coike full cast, things like that, that is when you're fishing for largemouth that are 3 pounds or bigger. You can catch 2.5 pounders. You know, it kind of, it's more based on the size of the fish's mouth than anything. But when you're trying to win a tournament with largemouth, that's when you want to go for your bigger full cast type baits. Your 20 millimeter, 19, 20 millimeter, 23 millimeter Coike full cast, things like that. That's for big fish, guys. And I know you guys saw them catching those fish on Bass Live. Chris Johnson won that tournament throwing a Coike full cast, but he wasn't catching any babies, and there's a reason for that. It's because they really can't get this thing in their mouth. Like, it's going to take a pretty big mouth for a fish to get that whole bait in their mouth and that big ass treble hook right there. So This is for big bass, guys. You can catch smaller ones on it. I've caught plenty of smaller ones, but I've lost a lot of 2-pounders, which cost me in today's tournament. Don't know if I have footage on that or not. Wasn't wearing a chest cam this morning. But that's what you want to do when you're trying to choose your size of these fuzzy dice baits. I'll clip a few fish catches in here throughout the video, but all around go-to going to be your uni for getting bites, and you can catch better size fish on it, smallmouth, spots, largemouth. When you get up into this size, you're more going to be into your largemouth and your bigger spots and smallmouth, and you can catch bigger spots and smallmouth on these, but you're going to lose a lot of them. But in case you're wondering which one to use and why you're losing fish on that, probably has to do with the size of the fish. Not so much the size of the fish as the size of the fish's mouth. But you want to get bites, throw these. You want to catch good fish and get bites, throw that or this. Tournament caliber fish, 17 millimeter, 3.5 MIBA, and big fish, tournament winning caliber, largemouth, Coike full cast, prickly pear. Real quick tip on these smaller baits, I have found that it's better to use just a single Nico style hook. That's a Ryogi talisman and 1/0 in that uni. I think that's a size 1 talisman in that G-Crite Q-Bomb. And I'll go down in size as the baits go down in size. And when I get to the bigger one, it can take a big treble hook and seem to have better results with big treble hooks on the big baits because they can hide a bigger treble. But when you bury a smaller treble in these, you don't have a lot of bite, so it's better to go with a bigger single hook that you can disguise more easily, get more bite, get more fish in the boat. Hope this helps, guys. Please remember to subscribe. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Catch y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching.